With less than a fortnight to go before the country goes to the polls, candidates standing in the Leicester South constituency had the opportunity to impress and perhaps sway a few minds at a hustings organised by the Federation of Muslim Organisations.
I'll carry on working hard and being that strong voice for the people of Leicester South. Over the last few years I've stood up and fought for people on the bedroom tax, against the unfair cuts that we're seeing. I fought for jobs for our young people, and here in Highfields, at the Highfield Centre, I've even helped start up a food bank. So if I get re-elected, I'll carry on being the strong voice that our area needs.
The most important thing for people of Leicester South is actually to improve their conditions of life. Improving actually the conditions for business. Improving actually the ability of people and the possibility of people to find a good and decent job and have a decent living.
One thing I would do if elected, I would only take the average wage of someone in Leicester South. We have a policy that says we shouldn't be above the people we represent. We're not on £70,000 a year. We're not fiddling our expenses. We're not swapping second homes in London. We're just ordinary people trying to build a voice for the 99%, the people at the bottom, not the people at the top.
I want a better Leicester South. I want a prosperous Leicester South. I want economically each people to prosper more, and strong economy of Leicester South, better education, better qualification, good housing in Leicester South.
4 of the 6 candidates standing attended the evening, where they were questioned about a whole range of issues affecting the Muslim community. So how would they tackle the thorny issue of Islamophobia?
I would argue that by going on strike together, for example, if you see each other fighting to better conditions for everyone, then they're not fighting each other, they're actually fighting the bosses at the top. So that's one way to combat division, is by bringing the working class together as a political voice, and that's what Tusk is trying to do. We're against discrimination, Islamophobia completely. We think that everyone should be, have equal opportunities.
The Muslim community and the Conservative Party need to work together and inform actually people in other communities, every other community, there is nothing to worry about the Muslim religion, because the Muslim religion, which I have studied myself, is a wonderful religion. There are actually some issues, some aspects of the Muslim community at the moment which need to be addressed. But actually, if we work together, we may get rid of the Islamophobia.
We need to strengthen the law against Islamophobia, and I think Islamophobic hate crime should be recorded by the police. But as the MP for this area over the last 4 years, I've stood with the Muslim community on many issues, whether it's standing up for the niqab or whether it's on international issues. I've always raised concerns in Parliament in a sensitive way, and I'll continue to do that if I'm re-elected.
We need to change the attitude in society. The most important thing is, in fact, we want to, in schools, in community, in fact, in police forces. We need to change the curriculum in schools, basically. We need to introduce bit more religious educations.
What do you intend to do for 16-year-olds with voting?
One member of the audience, although at 16 not old enough to vote, was impressed at being able to question the candidates, so he could make up his own mind about who to vote for when he does eventually get the chance to cast his ballot. Although he says the voting age should be reduced.
There's a reason why the government doesn't care about 16-year-olds, and why the government so easily can cut EMA, why the government can so easily do things to our services, because we don't have a vote, we don't have a voice. Why do you think they trebled the tuition fees? Because young people are not known to vote. Why do you think they give money to pensioners? Why do you think they put more money in pensions? Because pensioners vote.
The organisers say holding such events is crucial to try to get the Muslim community to engage in the democratic process. And they also want the winning candidate to keep their promises once they're elected to the House of Commons.
I do hope that they were genuine in what they said and that they would support the community. But it's one of those issues that we can't tell until after the election and see what 4 years or 5 years brings. But I'm quite saddened that we have politicians always turning up at the last sort of event just before the elections, and hopefully they will come and connect with the communities much more after they come into power.
Whether the candidates manage to change any minds or win any votes remains to be seen. Deepak Patel reporting for Pokal News.